Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to show you how to make a delicious conch soup. Okay, I've already cleaned my conch off. I remove all the skin, and now I'm just going to add some ippies. Okay, that should be enough. I'm just going to add a little bit of garlic powder. We're going to add some onion powder, some black pepper, and that's it. And I'm gonna add just a little bit of clove like that, and that should be good. And then we're going to go ahead and just mix all this up. All right, so that's all we're going to do for our conch. And I'm just making a little bit of soup. So this conch is enough. We're not going to add any more meat, okay? All right. Now, once you season it, you don't have to marinate it, but if you want, you can. But I'm not marinating it. I'm just got my stove on high. What I will do is just add some of these frozen tomatoes, because I like to buy tomatoes and just freeze them. So that way, and cut them up whenever I need. I'll just take a few out. Okay? And this is going to help to give this a nice color. Okay, so this should be fine. So I'm not adding any water now. We're going to just let it cook in its natural juices. And then I'll come back and show you what I do next. After a few minutes of cooking, okay, this is what it looks like. Okay, see, I didn't add any liquid. It has its own liquid. So now I'm gonna add some warm water or hot water from my faucet. I'm gonna add some more water like this. I'm adding a lot of water. It's because I want this to cook, but I still want some of this liquid to stay behind so our soup could have a nice flavor. Okay, so we want the conch flavor. So I'm adding my Scotch bonnet, and we're gonna add some thyme and parsley. We're gonna cover it, and we're gonna allow this to cook until our conch is tender. I'm gonna reduce my heat once it comes to a boil. Okay, I'm going to reduce my heat to a number 2. Let it soften and come back. All right, our conch is ready. It's been simmering, so it's nice and tender. Okay, you don't want to overcook it because you don't want it to break in your soup. Okay, because you want nice chunks of conch in there. So what I'm going to do is separate the liquid from the conch, and then I'll come back. Now I'm going to add some oil because we're going to give this a little color. Okay, and if you notice, I still have my tomatoes in there. Uh-oh, almost smashed my Scotch bonnet. Oh my goodness. All right, so we're going to just allow this to fry a little bit inside of our oil so we can give this a little color. Now I'm going to season my conch. I'm just going to add some all-purpose seasoning. And I'm going to use just a little bit of adobo. I'm going to add some more garlic powder. Some onion. Have some white pepper. So I'm going to add some just a little bit of white pepper. All right. So we're going to allow our conch to fry in this oil that we put. And also, if you notice, there's still some chunks of the tomato. So what I'm going to do is with the back of my spoon, I'm going to smash it in. So this way we can get a nice color to our tomato. Okay? To our conch. All right? Let me switch out spoons because I don't want to scrape But let's let this cook for a few minutes and I'll come. Okay? After a few minutes of just allowing it to cook in the oil, and then the tomatoes that I smashed down, it would start giving you this nice color like this, okay? And like I said, this step is optional because once I put in the liquid, it's going to lose some of this color. And that's why I like to do this, okay? So our conch is ready. So I'm just going to set my conch aside. All right, now to the pot I'm going to add some oil. I'm going to add some onions. And I'm going to use this garlic butter. Okay, after a few minutes, I'm going to add the liquid that we cooked our conch in. And I'm going to add just a little bit more water. And that's why it's important you put a nice amount of water when boiling it. So this way you can get all of that conch flavor in your liquid. Okay? Now this is like a conch broth now. All right? So to this, we're going to add the vegetables. And you can add whatever vegetables you like. I'm just using the ones that I like, okay? So I'm going to add some celery and some carrots to this. And I also have some yellow yam. Okay? So we're going to put all my vegetables in. And I'm going to also use sweet potatoes, but I don't want them in right now because they do not take long to cook at all. So I'm going to wait till last minute before I put them in. Okay? I'm going to let these cook halfway first, and then I'll put the rest of them in. All right, it's been boiling for about, I would say, 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, because I did cut my yams a little small. So it's not going to take long for them to cook. So I want to go ahead and add in my dumplings. If you notice, I haven't added any seasoning yet. We're going to do that now. You can add whatever seasoning, but I'm just going to add a little bit of chicken seasoning. Maybe a little bit more. And we're going to stir it. If you want, you can add Maggi in here as well. I'm going to add some black pepper. Okay. I'm going to add, I like garlic, so I'm going to add just a little bit more garlic powder. And I'm going to add a little bit of adobo. Like that. And that should do it. We're going to give it a taste. If it needs any more flavoring, then I'll just add a little bit of salt. All right, let's give it a taste. Guys, it needs some more salt, but the conch flavor is so nice in this. Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna add about this much of salt. And give it another taste. Okay, it's right where it needs to be. The only other thing I'm gonna add now, I'm gonna add some thyme and some more parsley in here. We're gonna cover it and allow it to cook for maybe 1 more minute before I add my potatoes in. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze in half of a fresh lime, or as much as you need. All right, I'm going to use some of my Haitian hot sauce. If you don't have that, you can use whatever hot sauce you have. Just drop a little bit, like that. And I do have a video up on how I make this hot sauce. So now let's add our sweet potatoes. Okay, if you notice, I cut them small as well, so they shouldn't take no time to cook. I'm gonna add my conch back in here as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my conch back in like this. I'm gonna take all of this nice flavoring on the bottom of your pan or pot. I'm sorry, your pot. And then you're gonna add it to your soup, okay? And I have a secret ingredient that I use also. See? This is gonna be delicious. This is one of my husband's favorite. You see that? That is delicious, y'all. And what I'm gonna also add is just 1 spoon of squash. Just 1 spoon of squash, guys. Do not come for me unless you have tried it. You wouldn't even know it's there. But once you're eating it, you're gonna be like, there's a nice flavor to it. And that's the secret ingredient, guys. My husband said I shouldn't have shared, but hey, I don't mind sharing. Because everybody, I learned this in culinary school, where we all had the same recipe, the exact same recipe, but everyone's dish tastes different, okay? So that's why I do not mind sharing what I put in my food. All right. All right. It's almost done. So now what I'm going to add in our shrimp now, okay? Because shrimp do not take long to cook. So we're going to allow this to cook for maybe 2 to 3 more minutes, and I'll come back and give you the final look. All right, our soup is done. It is absolutely tasty. Do you see this? Nice, filled with vegetables.